All right, so everyone wants to know about this India budget for 2025.
Right.
Instead of like boring you with all the numbers and stuff,
Yeah.
we're going right for like what matters.
Straight to the heart of it.
Yeah, we're talking about the ANA data and the NARI.
Uh-huh.
That's like the poor, the young farmers and women.
The key demographics.
And they made this really visual document
Yeah.
with pictures and stuff. Like they were going for,
Like a coffee table book.
yeah, like best budget presentation or something.
Well, they're certainly aiming high with this one.
Okay.
This budget is all about transforming India into a Viksit Bharat,
Viksit
a
Bharat.
developed nation.
Developed nation. Okay.
And they see inclusivity and reforms as like the key ingredients in that.
Okay. So it's not just like, oh, we're just going to throw money at the problem.
No.
They're trying to be strategic about it.
Exactly.
Right.
Take agriculture, for example.
Okay.
They've launched this program called the Prime Minister Dandanya Krishi Yojana.
Dandanya Krishi Yojana.
It's targeting 100 districts and 1.7 crore farmers.
Wow.
The goal to like supercharge agricultural growth and make sure that rural areas prosper?
1.7 crore farmers. That's like everyone in the entire state of New York just started farming.
Yeah, it's a huge number.
What else are they doing for agriculture?
Get this, they're creating a makhana board in Bihar.
A makhana board.
Mm-hmm.
What is makhana?
You know those crunchy like popcorn like snacks you get at the Indian grocery stores?
Yeah.
That's makhana, also known as foxnuts or lotus seeds.
Oh.
They're grown in Bihar, and apparently they're packed with nutrients and have a lot of potential for, like, as they say, value addition.
So they're trying to make makhana like the next big thing.
It's the idea.
Like move over kale chips, makhana's here.
It shows they're thinking outside the box and looking for opportunities to boost rural income through these diverse agricultural products.
Okay. It's pretty clever, actually.
Yeah.
But what about the youth, though?
Right.
How does this budget help them become, like, leaders of tomorrow or, at least get a decent job?
Well, there's a huge emphasis on micro, small, and medium enterprises.
Uh-huh.
The MSMEs.
Okay.
They've revised the classification, meaning more businesses now fall under that category.
So bigger companies can now call themselves small businesses.
It's about access to resources. So by expanding the definition, more businesses can qualify for government support programs specifically designed for MSMEs.
So it's like sneaking into a kid's movie because you're technically still under 4 feet tall, even though you're a grown adult.
It's kind of like that, yeah.
Clever.
Yeah.
What kind of support are we talking about here, though?
Not free pizza for life.
Darn.
But they are getting customized credit cards with a 5 lakh limit for micro enterprises.
Okay.
It's designed to make it easier for them to access credit and grow their businesses.
That's useful, so you don't have to, like, beg your uncle for a loan.
Exactly.
What else is there for, like, aspiring entrepreneurs?
There's also a scheme for first-time entrepreneurs offering loans up to 2 crore.
Wow.
And get this, it specifically benefits women's scheduled castes and scheduled tribes.
Okay, so they're really trying to level the playing field here.
That's the idea.
So everybody has, like, a shot at success.
Mm-hmm.
Like Rocky, and he gets to fight Apollo Creed.
I like that analogy.
Inspiring.
Yeah.
But we can't all be entrepreneurs.
Right.
What about those of us who just want like a good old-fashioned job?
Well, the budget focuses on labor-intensive sectors,
Okay.
especially footwear and leather.
Okay.
They've got a scheme that's projected to create a whopping 22 lakh jobs
22 lakh.
and generate a turnover of 4 lakh crore.
Hold on. 22 lakh jobs? That's like the entire population of Chicago got a new job overnight.
It's massive.
Where are they going to find all these jobs? Are they building like a giant shoe factory in the middle of the desert?
It's about boosting domestic production and exports.
Okay.
They want to make India a global player in the footwear and leather industry.
So, made in India, shoes on every runway in Milan.
That's the vision.
Okay, that's a snazzy image. I like that.
Yeah.
Creating jobs, increasing exports sounds like a win-win. What other labor-intensive sectors are they talking about?
They mentioned support for the toy sector and food processing, focusing on skill development and promoting that Made in India brand again.
It's like they're saying, move over China. India's coming for that manufacturing crown.
They're trying to capitalize on India's potential to become a global manufacturing hub.
Okay.
And to do that, they're not just focusing on physical infrastructure, but also human capital.
The people.
Exactly, the people who actually make it happen.
The ones who do the work?
Yes.
What are they doing for education and healthcare?
They're expanding medical education with 10,000 additional seats.
Okay.
And setting up daycare cancer centers in oil district hospitals.
10,000 more doctors. Maybe I can finally get an appointment without waiting 6 months.
Hopefully.
What about education, though? Any cool new programs?
They're focusing on early childhood development with
Okay.
the Saksham Anganwadi and Poshan 2.0 program.
Saksham Angadwadi and Poshan 2.0.
It's all about ensuring kids get the right nutrition and the right foundation for a bright future.
Investing in the tiny humans.
Exactly.
So they grow up to be productive members of society and pay their taxes.
That's the long-term vision.
Smart.
Yeah.
But they're also thinking about the here and now, particularly in urban areas.
Yeah.
Okay, life in the concrete jungle. What are they doing about that?
They've set up a 1 lakh crore urban challenge fund
1 lakh crore.
for developing cities as growth hubs and improving water and sanitation.
1 lakh crore. That's a lot of zeros. They could buy a small island with that money.
It's a big investment. Yeah.
Are they sure they want to spend it all on like fixing leaky pipes and traffic jams?
Well, it's about creating a better quality of life for urban residents.
Okay.
Think of it as investing in a giant urban makeover.
All right, so we got agriculture supporting businesses, training workers, educating kids, giving cities a facelift. What else is on their to-do list? Are they sending a rocket to Mars?
Actually, there's a lot more to cover, including some exciting initiatives for infrastructure development, tourism, and financial reforms. But that's a story for another time.
Sounds intriguing. All right, folks, we've just scratched the surface of this massive budget. Stay tuned for part 2, where we'll delve deeper into the nitty-gritty and see if all this talk actually translates into action.
It's going to be good.
It will be good.
Yeah.
Welcome back, budget buffs. Last time we uncovered some seriously, interesting stuff
Yeah.
about this India budget for 2025.
Some juicy tidbits.
It's like they took a boring spreadsheet
Right.
and just injected it with, Bollywood masala.
Yeah, they spice it up.
Okay. But before we get carried away with the dance numbers and dramatic plot twists,
Yeah.
let's dive deeper into some of these specific initiatives that caught our attention.
Okay, speaking of attention grabbing, let's talk about that Euro lakh crore urban challenge fund.
That's a lot of crore.
That's a whole lot of rupees dedicated to transforming cities into vibrant growth hubs.
Vibrant growth hubs.
It's like they're giving every city in India a chance to become the next Silicon Valley, but with better street food.
Okay, that's a pretty enticing image.
Yeah.
I like that skyscrapers, startups, and samosas all in one place.
Exactly.
But is it really all about, building fancy buildings and attracting tech bros?
Yeah.
What about the everyday issues that plague our cities?
Right.
Like traffic jams that make you age faster than a banana in the sun.
Oh, don't worry, they haven't forgotten about the little things.
Okay.
The fund also focuses on improving water and sanitation
Uh-huh.
because, let's be honest, nobody wants to live in a city that smells like a public toilet.
Right.
They're aiming for cleaner streets, better public transport,
Okay.
and overall a more livable experience for people living in the city.
So it's like a giant urban makeover,
Yeah,
but with a focus on practicality
Right.
rather than just aesthetics.
exactly.
No more potholes that swallow your car whole.
That's the goal.
Awesome.
They're also taking on the challenge of connecting different parts of the country. With the UDAN scheme, it aims to connect 120 new destinations and carry 4 crore passengers over the next decade.
4 crore passengers. That's a lot of people flying.
Yeah, imagine hopping on a plane to visit your grandma in a remote village.
That's way cooler than taking a bumpy bus ride for 12 hours.
Much more comfortable.
Okay, it's like they're trying to shrink India, making it easier and faster to get around.
Yeah.
But even with fancy airports and smooth roads, there's one thing that no Indian can escape:
What's that?
the water woes.
Oh, yes, the eternal struggle for clean drinking water.
Right.
But fear not, the government is on it
Okay.
with the Jal Jeevan mission aiming for a 100% water coverage by 2028.
Wow.
They're basically declaring war on thirst.
I'm here for it.
Yeah.
No more relying on those sketchy water tankers that show
Exactly.
up whenever they feel like it.
Exactly.
Okay, it's like they're saying water is a basic human right. We're going to make sure everyone has access to it.
That's the idea.
Good idea.
And it's not just about these grand schemes and ambitious targets. They're also paying attention to the folks who often get overlooked.
Who's that?
The unsung heroes of the informal sector.
You mean like those street vendors who make the best chai and those friendly neighborhood cobblers?
Exactly.
Mhm.
They're revamping the PM Svanidhi scheme, offering better loans, snazzy UPI-linked credit cards,
Okay.
and training programs to help them grow their businesses.
So giving a boost to the backbone of the Indian economy.
That's a good way to put it. So
Yes.
they're not just focusing on big corporations and fancy startups.
Right.
They're recognizing the importance of those small-scale entrepreneurs
Yeah.
who add so much flavor and character to our streets.
I like that.
And speaking of flavor, they haven't forgotten about those with a taste for adventure and exploring new places.
You mean tourism? Are
Exactly.
they finally going to fix those long queues at the Taj Mahal?
I hope so.
And make sure the bathrooms at tourist spots don't make you faint.
Well, they're definitely trying to boost the tourism sector. Okay.
They've announced plans to develop 50 top tourist destinations
Wow.
and promote homestays through MUDRA loans. Imagine staying in a charming village home, experiencing local culture, stuffing your face with delicious homemade food.
Okay, I'm sold.
Yeah.
It's like they're trying to unlock India's hidden gems and
Mhm.
turn them into must-visit destinations.
Exactly.
But let's be real, all this development and progress requires serious cash flow.
Right.
Where's the money coming from?
That's where the financial wizards come in.
Okay.
The budget includes a bunch of reforms
Yep.
aimed at strengthening the financial sector
Uh-huh.
and making it more accessible to everyone.
Okay.
They're raising the FDI limit for insurance,
Okay.
which means foreign companies can now invest more freely in the Indian insurance market.
So it's like inviting international players to join the party.
Yeah?
Hopefully they bring some of their cash with them.
That's the idea.
Okay.
They're also introducing a Grameen credit score framework,
Grameen credit score.
specifically designed for folks in rural areas.
Yeah, particularly those who are part of self-help groups.
So it's like a credit score tailored for the heartland.
Exactly.
Okay.
Helping them access financial services and improve their lives.
So they're not just focusing on the big cities and the fancy investors.
No,
They're creating opportunities for everyone,
that's right.
whether you're a farmer in a village or like a tech entrepreneur in Bangalore.
That's the beauty of this budget. It's comprehensive, it's ambitious, and most importantly, it seems to have a genuine focus on inclusivity.
Okay.
But of course, the real test is in the implementation.
Well said. We've covered a lot of ground here,
We have.
but there's still more to uncover.
Right.
Stay tuned for the final part of our deep dive, where we'll explore what this budget means for you
Yeah.
and how it might shape India's future. Okay, folks, welcome back to the final act of our budget bonanza.
Yeah.
We've laughed, we've learned, we've probably eaten way too many samosas
Definitely overdid it on the smoke.
while like going through this India budget for 2025.
Right.
But now it's time to get serious for a moment
Yeah.
and talk about what this actually means like for you, for the listener.
That's right. It's time to connect the dots and see how these ambitious plans translate into real-world impact.
Right, we've talked about like empowering farmers and boosting businesses and sprucing up cities and connecting the country.
Yeah, all the big picture stuff.
But how will these initiatives like actually shape the lives of everyday Indians?
That's the key question, isn't it?
Yeah, it's easy to get lost in like the big numbers and the fancy schemes.
Right.
But ultimately it's about how this budget like touches the lives of individuals and families and communities across India.
Absolutely.
So let's break it down.
Okay.
Let's talk about jobs.
Jobs.
We mentioned the massive potential for job creation
Yeah.
in sectors like footwear and leather.
Huge potential there.
But what about the youth who are
Mm.
entering the workforce for the first time? Like, how does this budget help them?
It's one thing to create jobs, but it's another to actually equip young people with the skills and opportunities they need to fill those roles.
Right, like if you don't have the skills for the jobs that are being created,
Exactly.
and what's the point?
And that's where the focus on skill development comes in.
Okay.
The budget emphasizes training programs, apprenticeships, industry partnerships
Uh-huh.
to ensure that, like, the workforce is aligned with the demands of this evolving economy.
So they're not just creating jobs, they're creating like pathways for young people
Right.
to build successful careers.
It's like, we'll give you the tools, but you have to put in the effort.
Yeah, sharpen your skills and make something of yourself.
It's a partnership, not a handout.
And for those who are already part of the workforce,
Right.
the budget offers a sense of security and stability.
Mm-hmm.
Remember the PMS Vanity scheme for street vendors?
Yeah.
It's not just about financial assistance.
Yeah.
It's about giving them access to formal credit systems,
Mhm.
insurance and Social Security benefits.
So they can actually plan for the future.
Yeah, like you're a valued part of the economy
Right.
and we're here to support you.
Exactly.
Not just in times of crisis, but throughout your working life.
And for families, especially those with young children,
Yeah.
the budget offers a ray of hope for a brighter future.
Okay.
The investment in early childhood development, healthcare education.
Right.
It's all about creating that foundation for the next generation to thrive.
So it's like, we're not just building a better India for you.
Yeah.
We're building it for your kids and your grandkids.
It's a long-term vision.
Sustainable progress.
Absolutely. And for communities, particularly in rural areas, The budget offers a chance to break free from the cycle of poverty,
Okay.
deprivation, the focus on agriculture, rural infrastructure connectivity.
Uh-huh.
It's all about bridging the gap between urban and rural India.
Right. Bringing those opportunities.
Yeah, making sure the benefits of development reach every corner of the country.
It's about inclusivity, not just in words, but like in action.
And for India as a whole,
Yeah.
this budget is a bold statement of intent.
Okay.
It's a declaration that India is ready to take its place on the global stage,
Uh-huh.
not just as like a rising economic power,
Right.
but as a nation that values inclusivity, sustainability, and the well-being of its people.
It's a vision that's both ambitious and inspiring.
Definitely.
It's a reminder that while challenges remain,
Of course.
India is on a path of progress and transformation.
Yeah.
And this budget is like a roadmap for a brighter future.
So as we wrap up this deep dive,
Yeah.
we leave you with this thought. This budget is not just a document.
Uh-huh.
It's a story of aspirations, challenges, and possibilities.
It's a story that we're all writing together.
Exactly. So stay informed, stay engaged, and keep asking questions.
Because the future of India is not something that happens to us.
Right,
It's
yeah.
something we create together.
And who knows, maybe one day we'll look back at this budget as like the moment when India truly stepped into its potential as a global leader.
That's a story worth telling.
It is.
Until next time, keep diving deep, keep exploring, and keep the conversation going.